welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you guys are here. I know, it's been a hot minute. Life been lifing. But I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting. Oh my God, we reached 1,000 subscribers. What the heck? Thank you guys so much. So I posted a new video. Well, I'm posting a new video. In this video, we're talking about looping overlays. I've never talked about that on my channel before, and I'm so excited to show you guys this new trick. Now, we're not talking about a looping background. We're talking about just looping the overlay, how to do that, what to do. I'm here. So, first thing we're going to do, I already have my overlay placed. If you guys don't know what to overlay, how to upload your own overlays, how to create an overlay, opacity, blase, 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 I'm going to show you how to do that. So for this specifically, we're talking about scaling and shifting your overlays. So I'm going to show you how to loop it. So first things first, obviously put your overlay in there. So I'm going to click spot directing, and I have a whole video on how to do this with your overlays. So right now I want to show you guys how to scale it, how to loop a scaling overlay. So as you know, shifting is just moving it side to side, up and down. Scaling is making it bigger and or smaller. I want to show you guys how to make it go from big to small constantly. So right now I have the original scaling point, which is here. Okay. Now I'm going to scale it to make it bigger. Let's say I want it that bigger or that big. Also now they have, you can flip it over the y-axis. You can flip it over the x-axis. That's pretty cool. If you guys want to use that, feel free. I'm not going to. So I'm going to copy the scale code here. Okay. So in order to get this looping overlay to work, you need to use the AND symbol. You need to use it. And we're going to type in overlay, the name of your overlay minus sunlight, and I'm going to put the shifting code right here. Okay, I'm going to erase this part because we don't need it in here twice. Okay, that's the scaling code, and I'm going to put the time. I want this to do this. Let's say I want to do it fast, just so you guys can see that it's actually moving. And then I will make it longer once you guys get the hang of it. Once you guys see what I'm seeing. So now that I have it down for 5 seconds. And then I'm going to put then. That's important, not and. Put then. Then the overlay. Okay, overlay. Name of your overlay. Again, minus sunlight. I'm now wanted to tell episode where I want it to go next. I want it to go back to its original point, which is right here. I want to copy this code. I want to paste it here. Okay? That's how we do it. So the first code you put in is the code where you want it to be. If you place it where it's already at, it's going to get weird. It's going to be weird because you're telling episode that you want your overlay to go somewhere it's already at, right? I already know it's there, so I don't need to do that. So I'm telling episode where I want it to go next, and then I'm telling episode, that I want my overlay to go back to where it was. Okay? After you do that, I'm going to put loop infinite times. It doesn't have to be infinite. You can do 3, 5, 9, whatever. I'm doing infinite times. Okay? So I'm doing it with 5 seconds. Infinite times. Let's save and preview. I don't know why it's telling you names. So now you see it. You see it? And it keeps going. Now, in a real story, I wouldn't have it go this fast because I feel like it doesn't look as natural. But just for you guys to see that it's actually going. Yeah. And it keeps doing it. So now I'm going to show you. This is longer. I'll put 30 seconds. Just to show you guys. And as you see, it goes big, but it's going slow. Okay? And you guys can do that. And instead of loop infinite times, you can put, let's say, 3 times. Let's change the seconds back to 5. Okay? Just play around with your overlays to see what makes it look more natural for your story. So let's say that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Okay, you can put as many times as you want, but I just did 3 to show you guys, and now it's done. Okay, now it's not looping anymore because I only said I wanted it done 3 times. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Now that's with scaling, right? You can do this with opacity. Okay, let me show you that. Let's do sunlight. I'm going to erase all of it. Opacity 1 in 5. Then overlay sunlight opacity 0. Huh? Pretty simple. So I have overlay sunlight opacity. Let's do, I'm sorry, not 1. Okay, let's do 0 because it's already at 1, right? I already told them I have the opacity at 1. Let's do 0 and 5, then overlay opacity 1. Okay, and we're going to do this loop infinite times. Real easy. Okay, so now you guys see I put the opacity 0 and 5, then overlay opacity 1 and 5. So I wanted to go in the same amount of seconds it's coming out. And that reminds me that I kind of messed up. So the same thing, you'll do that amount of seconds. You'll do the same thing when you do the shifting. I kind of left that part out. So you know how we did the scales and we put the amount of times, instead of you put 30 here, you put however much times at the end. I'm going to show you guys. I kind of left that out. I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So instead of doing the opacity, let's do shifting. Okay, even though it's pretty visible now. Let's do shifting. So now let's do, I want the overlay here. Let's copy this code. Let's do overlay. I'm sorry, guys. See, we're human. We make mistakes. But I'm going to show you. So I'm going to say sunlight. I'm going to erase this. Shifts. And let's do in 5. Then overlay sunlight. Okay. It's going to shift here to its original point, back to its original point. Because if you don't put how many seconds, it's going to do 0 automatically. In 5, loop infinite times. Okay? So that's that same thing. I forgot to tell you guys. You know, you put the time here and you put the time in the end. Same thing. Unless you want it to be different times, keep it the same time so it can look natural. So I said sunlight shifts in 5 seconds, then overlay sunlight shifts back to its original point. Yes, back to its original point up here in 5 seconds. Okay, you do the same thing with the scaling. I just forgot to put it in there, but that's how you guys do it. This is the code. Okay, that's how you get it to work. Let's save and preview. Because otherwise, if you leave the end point out, it's going to assume it's 0 and it's going to like skip and it's going to go back. You see how it's doing it? Now it's going back. So last time when you guys seen it, it was skipping back, but now you see it's going back and forth in 5 seconds. Okay? And it's the same thing. Like I said, I forgot to mention that. This is the code. Okay? So to reiterate, how do we do the looping? You need to use ampersand. Okay? You need to put in the code, rather shifting, opacity, scales. You put the code in here. You put where you want it to go, not where it's already at. Okay? Because here I already have my shifting. It's already at this. So I wouldn't copy and paste the same code here. So if you get an error or it's looking weird, check to see what you did with the code. Put where you want the overlay to go first. Then, and put how many seconds, because if you don't put any seconds, the episode is going to assume it's 0. It depends on what your scene is looking like. It may look weird. Put in how many seconds. Okay. Then overlay, make sure, don't forget the overlay. Overlay, name of your overlay, where you want it to go back to. I want it to go back to its original point. I put that here in 5 seconds. Again, if you don't put in the time, episode is going to assume 0. And depending on what your scene is looking like, it might look weird. Loop infinite times. Again, it doesn't have to be infinite times. Depending on your story, again, you may just want to use 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2. I'm sorry, not seconds, times. Maybe 5 times, 4 times, 3 times, 2 times, 100 times. I'm not sure if you can use 100, but just being dramatic. You can put however many times you want. So that's how you do it. Pretty simple stuff, huh? It's not hard. It's pretty easy. But we're not talking about looping a background. This is just for looping your overlay. Okay? And you can do this with any overlay you have. Okay? Follow this formula. Okay? If it doesn't work, or if you're having issues with the overlay, again, make sure when you're doing a looping overlay, you don't use this symbol. Okay? You use the ampersand or the and symbol. Okay? That's what you want to use. Okay? Pretty easy stuff, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this made sense to you guys. I hope you guys like the video. If you have any questions, or if you're getting confused or it's not working for you, leave a comment down below. I will reply. The best way to reach me, though, is through Instagram. I will leave my Instagram down in the description below. But this is how you guys do it. Thank you guys so much, again, for 1,000 subscribers. That's so nuts. That's so crazy. I appreciate you guys watching my videos and supporting. I will be having another video posted soon, so make sure you subscribe and put those post notifications on. But I love you all. Thank you so much. Whatever video you guys or question you guys have next, please, again, leave it in the comments. Or, again, the best way to reach me is through Instagram. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Until next time.